So Junie, you say that we get Justin Fields these tools. Like we're giving Justin Fields the keys, but he needs some tools. Our offense obviously doesn't have what it takes as it is made right now. What are some of the free agents or tools, if you will, that you'd like to get him in free agency? We won't even include the draft in this one, but let's just do free agency. Like what? Obviously, most of us probably think we need another receiver. So,
yeah.
So another receiver, we're losing Najee. What is your top target in free agency for Justin Fields?
Ooh, for Justin Fields.
To make him be as successful as he can be.
So, I obviously like T. Higgins is the top dog in free agency. I think all of us collectively would say T. Higgins. I just don't think it's likely. I don't think he comes to Pittsburgh.
No. Well, do we want to include a possible trade? Because I know there's like trade targets out there like Garrett Wilson, things like that. Garrett Wilson and Justin Fields back together would be nice. Like, do we want to include that?
I don't think they're trading him. I really want that, but I don't think they're.
Well,
because I think he was more or less like I don't want to play with Aaron Rodgers.
Let's just do free agents.
Well, they're like I would say like Cooper Kupp and Deebo Samuel are essentially like free agents. Mm-hmm. Like they're you can go out and get them. It's a day 3 pick.
They might get cut.
They might get cut. So for me, my guy would be Kupp. Like I think
need a guy that separates.
I think he separates. He's a great route runner. He blocks his ass off. He's a great team first guy. He's won a Super Bowl. He's a Super Bowl MVP. He's a leader. He's got great work ethic. I think it's a no-brainer. I think if we're going to bring somebody in, it's Cooper Kupp.
I wouldn't even mind Deebo either, though. I feel like he could fill a bunch of roles. Like in Arthur Smith always has a gadget guy. I feel like, he used Cordell Patterson this year. He's just old. Like he could be that type of Patterson type guy.
I just feel like you can do more with Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, no, 100%.
I feel like Deebo Samuel is not a guy that's gonna, he doesn't burn people downfield. He's not like he trucks people, but at his age, like how much more of that is he gonna?
I get it.
His play style is physical, and he's getting a little bit older. That's what I'm trying to say. I think Cooper Kupp could play another year or two and be a mentor to a guy like a Roman Wilson, who we want to eventually put in as a slot.
How about we do this? I'll go through. There's some names on the free agent list.
Okay.
We'll just give a yes or no.
All right.
Between us three. All right. So we got Stephon Diggs.
No.
I'm saying no. T. Higgins. We all said yes.
Absolutely.
This one's an interesting one. Keenan Allen.
No. We don't need no.
I just like the way he mentored a bunch of guys. And
here's the thing about Keenan Allen. Everybody says Keenan Allen had a bad year. He had over 700 yards, and I'm pretty sure he had like 4 or 5 touchdowns. So, would you take 700 yards and 4 or 5 touchdowns
as our number 2?
Number 2? Because I would. and a leader and a guy that's older, better on the block. I'm saying yes. Give me Keenan Allen.
I take Keenan Allen.
Especially if we keep George.
I'm probably the only one that's kind of wanting to get our number 2 in the draft.
Well, I'm saying if free agents.
Oh, okay.
So you're saying no?
No.
All right. So there's a couple other ones I want to just mention. All right, Amari Cooper.
No.
I feel like he's shot.
I feel like he's on his way out. This is a good one. This might be controversial. Some Chris Godwin.
I was looking at him.
Yes.
Now that would be the one yes. Him and Kupp are the 2 yeses I'll go with.
I like that one.
And he played at Penn State.
He played
at Penn State.
I also just worry about his separation after all his injuries.
Put him at slot.
I mean,
we don't know what Roman Wilson doing. I'm not putting my faith in him no more.
All right, and then there's just I'll do 2 more just for the fun of it here. All right, there's we got not Deontay Johnson, definitely not Deontay Johnson. DeAndre Hopkins.
No,
I think he's kind of washed, but he couldn't do anything with the Chiefs.
I think he's gonna stay with the Chiefs. Actually,
I know we wanted him like when he was up for trade.
I know, but
after seeing him with the Chiefs, I'm just like,
I just feel like what we saw with him at the Chiefs was a much slower version. Because again, like I covered Diop when I was covering the Titans. That injury that he had coming into the season, I feel like was ailing him. Is that something that's going to hold him back in the future, or was that this year like him trying to kind of get back in and, going to a contender, getting traded, and trying to do something? I don't know. It's too iffy for me. I'm gonna say no on Hopkins.
I'm gonna say no as well, and then I want to do two more because these two are right back to back, and I know we talked about one of these guys as a trading for mid-season. All right, so we got Marquise Brown.
Oh, Hollywood Brown.
No, we already had AB. No.
I'd say yes.
I would say yes too. I would definitely say yes. His separation
He's a speedster.
And then this last one, I know we talked about him, Darius Slayton. He's a free agent
For cheap, yes.
for cheap. Yes, I would. I would too.
I'm gonna add one more after this.
You have a free agent?
Oh, man.
I have a guy that I have a really strong feeling is going to be like either a cap casualty or a trade guy.
Okay.
Interesting name,
All right.
Christian Kirk out of Jacksonville.
You know,
we almost traded for him.
he was supposed to be a Steeler.
He was.
Okay.
And he broke his collarbone, so he's going to be fine.
I have a question. So do you think things would change if we would have had Christian Kirk on the other side?
I mean, I think they would have been better. I'm not
with
saying
him being as the number one coming in off a trade in the middle of the season, no, not really. But if you give him an off season and he's healthy, and he's the number two to George Pickens, and then you add in Roman and Calvin and you draft somebody, then I like that. I think he is a good combination between not too old, affordable, and is still playing at a pretty high level.
Yep.
I
agree with that.
I like Kirk, and I think Kirk compliments a guy well, like George Pickens. I think he is a good compliment.
Other than wide receivers, who would you think of? I got two names.
My number one free agent that I want overall. This is over. Well, and again, outside of T Higgins. T Higgins is number one.
No. 100%.
I would give T Higgins the fattest bag ever to come to Pittsburgh.
I think,
please, brother.
He's probably the top for most teams.
I'm gonna start. I got him on my laptop here. I'm circling him. DJ Reed.
Okay, you in my head. That was my number one.
I think the smartest move, because the hardest position to draft is outside corner,
especially for the Steelers.
It is the hardest position to draft, and I just think going out and spending some money on a guy in free agency, unless we can get T Higgins, would be a guy like DJ Reader. I think he would be a great number two. Very physical. A lot of things that hampered us with Dante Jackson is his inability to play man-to-man, and I feel like that really limited what our defense could do. You're talking about a guy, DJ Reed, that likes man-to-man, and he's very physical in man-to-man. So you have him along with Elliott and Minka in the backside. I really, really like what that secondary is looking like. And then that way you don't have to use a top pick on corner, and you can kind of wait until the maybe fourth or fifth round, because there's actually some good slot corner prospects that are coming out this year. Maybe using a day 3 pick, like a 4th rounder or a 5th rounder on a slot guy, is kind of my thought process in all of this.
And go ahead.
Well, I was about to say I have a name that's a sleeper that I think that we should pick up.
Okay.
Raheem Mostert.
I had my eyes on him when he got released, but
he's older too, though. He's a little bit older.
He is 33 years old.
He's 33. Oh my god!
About to be 33. He's 32.
But he'll be 33 when the season starts.
Yeah.
That's no. And let's kind of get this out of the way, because we're talking about things to help Justin Fields. I'm okay with letting Najee walk. Have no beef with him. I don't think he's a bad player.
I think he'll go somewhere and be good.
I think he can be a good compliment to someone else. I just think with where we are and how, oh my gosh, guys, this is a great, and I mean a great running back draft. If we spend a day 2 pick and they're either I would not even be mad if they spent a 2nd round pick on a high end running back. I really wouldn't. They need a game changer at that position. They really do. And that's the problem with Najee is the problem with Najee is like, if you put Najee on the Lions or the Eagles, I mean, people are going to be talking about like, oh my gosh, what a great back he is, just because he's got a good line. We have a young line. We need a guy that's back there that can make some serious playmaking. Can Jalen Warren do that from here and there? Yeah, but he's also an undrafted guy. He doesn't really have that upside to do it game in and game out. I want to go get a game changer at running back. I think running back should be just as much of a priority as getting another receiver.
See, I don't
really believe that.
I don't want him to go, but I know he's gonna go. But I do think he's gonna go West Coast. He's gonna go probably like the Raiders.
I was thinking the Raiders too. What? So you had do you have a running back in the mind that you think would be a second round pick if you were to take a high end running back?
The dude from Arizona State.
Scattaboo.
He's.
Skadibo.
I feel like he's like a.
He's slow. That's my only thing.
Jerome Bettis was slow,
But he ain't built like Jerome Bettis, buddy. He's small.
but he maneuvers like.
I
think the Ohio State running back.
That's exactly what I was thinking. One of those two guys.
Henderson or Judkins.
So that mean
I like Henderson
so
personally. He man a guy. I like
what
him.
about Dylan Sampson out of UT?
Yeah, he's nasty.
if we get
He's nasty.
so you're basically saying like starting day 2 off with him.
A running back. Well, I'm saying if you're
with
high
Ohio
running back,
State. So I mean,
it would have to be day 2. I don't think he goes to the third round.
so
Either of those two.
for me, that'd be 2 Ohio State players.
What, back to back?
Yeah. Because the first pick we picking, we know who we picking.
I
so?
actually do not want him.
What?
I don't think he's first round caliber. I think this is a bad. I think this is. I shouldn't say bad. Actually, I will say bad. I don't think this is that great of a receiving class coming out. And for me personally, I would rather go and get a guy like a Cooper Kupp or a Christian Kirk, and maybe our big free agent go out and get a DJ Reed, and then really figure out, because this is a running back in a D tackle class, 2 positions we need.
Yeah, but
We need listen, the Ravens ran for 300 yards.
put
us.
it in order.
I'm gonna stop you again. I need you to listen to what I'm saying. The Ravens ran for 300 yards on us. First round. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Go get the best D tackle possibly. Do you know why the Eagles are in the Super Bowl every other year? Do you know why they just won the Super Bowl? It's because they dominate the line of scrimmage. And so that's what I want to do. If you're talking about my big plan, I'm going to run it real quick. Go get a guy like Cooper Kupp, pay a big corner in free agency, draft a D tackle, draft a running back, get a slot corner, and let's go. Because I think this offensive line, that what we have now, move Broderick over to left, Fautanu comes in at the right. These guys all gel. They're young. They get another year in the system with Arthur Smith, which another thing that I discovered in my research is Arthur Smith's more of a zone gap running scheme, whereas we're more of like a man-to-man kind of guards pulling and you take this guy, I take this guy kind of scheme. I think another year in this blocking scheme, another year of these guys maturing and coming in and not being rookies, I think the offensive line is what could potentially take a step from being bad to being good in this offseason. So with that, I'm trying to build the trenches like the Eagles. Because if we go out and we get weapons and we fill some spots in on defense, especially on the D-line, and we play Justin Fields the way the Eagles use Jalen Hurts, what can Jalen Hurts do that Justin Fields can't?
I honestly think
Physically.
I'm not gonna say it.
Have touch on a deep ball.
What?
Have touch on a deep ball.
You don't think Justin Fields got touch on the deep ball?
No, he doesn't. We know that. We discovered that he has no touch.
How? I seen him in person. I seen him when we went to.
He throws everything 100 miles an hour. He has no touch. We know that.
He
needs to work on that.
He threw a couple deep balls to George. That one on the sideline,
Yeah,
to George in the Colts game that we were at.
He
That
still
was nice.
has no touch.
Even the one that
every
got
once in
called
a
back.
while. Every once in a while.
Even the one that got called back with the Denver Broncos on Pickens.
Man, he needs
He
to.
threw it off one leg. Oh man, running. Why are we acting like he don't have no touch?
Everything else, Jalen Hurts has a better deep ball throw.
Jalen Hurts also, gets 4 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, and he probably has the best 1-2 punch at receiver in the league.
I'm not saying that, but he throws the deep ball better than him.
Jalen Hurts is a younger version of Russell Wilson.
No.
Yes,
A younger version?
Yeah, he doesn't
He's
throw in the
10
middle.
times
He only throws moon balls, and he only throws 5-yard outs.
I'll say this too: Justin Fields threw over the middle of the field. I went back and watched the tape.
I'm not. I'm just saying he needs to learn to have some touch. That's it on his passes. On some passes, he needs to have some touch. He tries to bullet everything. He throws a bullet every single time.
But you said that
you can't tell me Jalen Hurts doesn't have a better deep ball than him right now.
I don't think so. I'm sorry, I just don't think so.
All right, we're gonna
listen. Let me be the mediator here. I'm agreeing with Trey, but what I'm telling you is,
I think he can have it. Yes,
when you have the number one offensive line, when you have probably the best wide receiver duo in the NFL between Smitty and AJ, and then you have Dallas Goedert and Saquon to use play action with, bro. Look at the throws he threw downfield to Dotson, to Smitty, to AJ. Like, those guys weren't like smothered. They had a yard or two on the guy, and he just floats it up there and leads
We
it.
also need to have an offensive coordinator that's able to scheme that up too.
You also need offensive line.
I'm just saying.
I'm saying that.
No, I think he can. I think he's the closest thing to Jalen Hurts in the league.
Running wise, I think he's
better.
He's more than Hurts.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Throwing wise, I agree with you, but he's also a little bit taller, seeing over the line. I think he utilizes the middle of the field better than Jalen Hurts. Potentially.
I'll give you that.
But
he potentially can. He has to do it consistently.
I know, but we've seen Jalen Hurts in all-star offenses.
No,
when have we ever seen Justin Fields in a good offense?
You're right.
Ever.
Let's get him one.
Ever.
Let's get him one.
What I'm saying is like, get him a good offense, and let's see how freaking close we can get to what the Eagles just put out.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying. And then you don't know another thing about the defense, too? The defense was playing well when the offense was moving the ball. It's funny how the defense, automatically looks really, really bad.
Yeah, we don't.
When the offense can't get a freaking first down.
Yep.
Maybe getting those guys some rest and controlling the time of possession like we did in the first 13 games. Things would change, fellas, but this is what I'm trying to preach to you. I don't think we're as far off as people think we are. Obviously we have a lot of recency bias here, but the bottom line is if the Steelers go out and make the right moves, they can be right back in it.
But do you think we will? Do you think we will? Have we? I feel like our last offseason we said, oh, these are great moves, and they didn't really pan out to what we thought they could be.
Like what?
Like, I don't think Patrick Queen panned out to what he was brought in to be.
I think he had a solid.
I disagree. I think he had a solid year.
I think he had a solid year, but I'm saying he came in to be pretty much our Roquan Smith of what the Eagles or what the Ravens have.
I mean,
I don't think he was that.
He was the leading tackle in the playoff game, and then like the last.
And he had
two
the
games.
flu. You know what I mean?
I get it. I'm just saying, like, that was our big signing. What other signings did we have this offseason? We had Dante Jackson.
Yeah, at the beginning of the year.
Was
Dante
trade. And I still say we still, even though Dante Jackson
he played well. He had picks.
He had 5 picks,
but towards the end of the year,
and Deontay Johnson went to 3 other teams. Like, I would say we won that trade. You know what I mean? Like, we got rid of DJ, who was obviously a head case.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are right.
I'm just like I said.
I take it back.
I don't think we're that far off. That's the bottom line.